and event coverage such as synods, conferences, seminars, revivals, and lots more. Engage us in showcasing your brands and services to the world through adverts and sponsorship. We also offer latest broadcast equipment for rent, all at affordable prices. Tune in to ACNN TV via any free-to-air decoder with the following installation parameters: Intelsat 20 satellite with tuning frequency 12562 MHz, symbol rate 30 Mbps, orbital position 68.5 degree east, and horizontal polarization. You can also keep in touch with episodes of our programs via these social media platforms. For inquiries, please call 070-3265-6544 or mail us via enquiries@acnntv.com. ACNN, reaching the world with the undiluted Word of God.
A bright and beautiful morning to you from the city of Abuja, and welcome to the Advent Cable Network Nigeria. This is another exciting edition of Now Streaming, your morning talk show where we address burning issues, celebrate good news, and discuss topics that have the potential to change our lives. I'm your host, Mojisola, and I have with me in the studio this morning.
I am Rachel Ibunu. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Moji.
Good morning, Rachel.
Bright and beautiful this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, so we will be jumping into the trending news for this morning, Thursday, 16th of September, 2021. Do remember to call in with your comments, questions, and thoughts. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. And in our first story this morning, this beautiful Thursday morning, we have Lagos State pegging entrance age of children to secondary school at age 12.
When you saw it, what came to your mind?
Thank God I'm in Abuja. But it used to be 11. I don't know why they've raised it to 12. Maybe they're having issues with...
My aunt's son left for secondary school. I'm saying this now, when he was 9 years. Now at the age of 18, he's in 300. Okay, he's done with 300 level, doing his IT now.
Wow.
So can you imagine that? So if only he's in Lagos, this won't happen.
So, okay, so and according to the state government, and that's from this new session.
Yeah, that's resuming.
Yes,
yes.
In a few days.
Okay, what about those that have done their common entrance examinations?
They will have to go back and do grade 6.
Oh.
So according to the state government, first-time offenders will be fined 50,000, while second-time offender will be fined 100,000 with a warning letter to close the school in case of... So who is paying this fine? Is it the parents or is it the school?
I think that should be the school.
Okay, and actually, apparently the talks have been going on since March, you know, and it's finally been signed. The circular has been sent, you know, they've outlisted. And the truth is that the disadvantages of underage children in secondary school far outweigh their advantages. And but you know, we want to rush them. We want them to quickly finish school.
And some schools give them like this double promotion when they see the child is brilliant. Okay, why keep him here? Why not just jump him to the next
believe
class?
that progress is beyond academic brilliance. You know, there are different types of intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
There's emotional intelligence,
matured enough,
you know,
like there emotionally? Like those going for boarding schools, can they cope while they're in school?
I remember the story of this child that double promotion twice. And so by 8, she was ready to go to, and she went to a boarding school, and they said she couldn't even bathe herself. She'd wash her tummy, pour water, and she's done.
Finish. Can you imagine that? By the time she comes back home.
Very brilliant, academically she was her class. They now had to hold a meeting to say what shall we do about this baby. They had to get somebody to be bathing her, which opens the doors to all sorts of things. Like, so I think what they're fed up of that kind of thing, and they're like 12. But 12, it used to be 11 now. They're now raising by 1 more year. So what happens
between much difference?
That means they're now saying that a child shouldn't start school until they're 3.
3, okay.
3. In Lagos, where children start school literally from the womb.
Because you go to work,
before 1 now, by the time you
drop your child
after maternity leave, your child goes into crèche, and somehow they just progress
from there,
from crèche to playgroup to whatever, and
nursery to primary, and
by age 4 they are in year 1, you know. So that,
and when I saw the headline, I was thinking, okay, it's just for public schools.
No.
Both the public and private schools. Okay, in that case, Adibin is just the public school. Okay, since the private.
But then the problem is not solved.
Okay, I can take my child.
You know, when you're reading through the whole article, they've actually worked with both the concerned, there's an association, Concerned Parents Association. They've worked with private school owners, public school consultants, and everything, along with Superb and all that, to come up with this, to say this is the age that we want. They should not give them ideas in
given
So those that had entered at age 10 last year, what happens to them?
No, those ones are free to continue. It starts this session, as in this is resuming. Yeah.
No, I think everybody is resuming
next week,
19th, 20th. And about okay, I think Oyo State has resumed, but we're not talking Oyo State here. We're talking Lagos State. And I hope
if it stands, Lagos State, some states will also want to emulate like fully.
As in, I'm looking forward to FCT coming up with this. But then, really, I think. But it used to be 11. That's the part that is puzzling me in this whole matter. How did they come up with 12?
It's 12, not 11 anymore.
So what happens between? Okay, so like we said, that means you can't start school before 3. So that
maybe they will have to do the crèche for like how many years, stay there, the play class, and before they get to the nursery.
But you know, it's the education system here. In some other parts of the world, children don't start school that early. You're home, you don't start playgroup until you're 4 or 5 or thereabouts. And then you don't enter the year 1 until 6. And I hear there's what country again, you don't start learning math or anything till you're 7. And they are the best in math in the world, I hear.
And you don't start
anything that early. So I don't think pushing the child is an indicator of how successful that child would be in future. And I mean, there are genius, there are children that are geniuses, that are above average academically.
So will they keep them?
I'm sure there will be other outlets for their I don't know. I don't really know what the plan is. Would you keep them, like you said, would you keep them? A child that is bored because he knows everything the teacher is already attempting to teach. I'm sure there will be exceptions for such children because they're not that many anyways. And here we have, and the thing is even the parents, many times these children, I know someone that said she entered the higher institution at the age of 15 and in her 200 level had a mental breakdown. Like she was coping academically, it was every other thing that was not working, you know, and she actually had to leave school
to be on her own to manage all those things coming her way.
So let's quickly move on to Edo State, where we have the Edo State government enforcing the no proof of vaccination, no entry into government offices.
You have to show
You're smiling. Yes, they're saying you have to show your certificates before you can gain access into government.
Have you?
Don't ask me that question.
I saw a video of like the way they're being chased back, the government workers.
Yeah, civil servants.
If you don't have
others, they've been locked out over the lack of.
If you don't have your certificate with you, they turn you back home. If you have it, you can bring it back or do the necessary thing. So what about those that are yet to complete their dose?
And they would have the first certificate. No? There's evidence that you've taken the first dose,
one also has a certificate before the second one.
More like an evidence that you've taken the first
one. Then when you complete,
it, you get a certificate.
And not everybody is like
still
convinced with this.
But then if you look down history, and so for some people it was more of how fast it came up that was, and of course there are a lot of conspiracy theories flying around. But if you look back in history, vaccines and inoculations, there has always been that resistance.
Yeah, like the polio vaccine,
not even the polio,
those ones
way as back as smallpox. And people just felt the whole idea of introducing something like that into the person's body, and it was resisted all over the world. And now people don't even think about it. Like, in fact, many times we just take our babies for these vaccines without even thinking about what it is, they're being vaccinated against. So I believe over time it will become like that. I still don't believe any government has the right to enforce it.
Now they're talking about going to churches on Sunday
well, that one also is like the polio where they go around, and I don't think that one they're enforcing anything. They're just saying make it accessible. Yes. If you want to take it,
okay, let's
bring it to your doorstep.
Those that can't go or where it's been given,
or like we said yesterday, those that just cannot be bothered to. If they get it at their doorsteps, they will take it, but they will not go looking for it.
And one other question is, this is it now. After taking this vaccine, we think, you're taking the vaccine, the second dose complete, you don't have any fear of COVID-19, but they still tell us you have to put on your mask,
so this is
safety measures, you have to take that into caution. Like
what they're saying is that, as with one or two other vaccines, I think measles, you can get, there is that percentage of, it's like with every other drug, there's that percentage of the population that will still resist even the vaccination, and it will not 100% work for them.
And everything, the vaccine, when it comes, I was thinking, okay, when we take this thing,
everybody,
like, we don't need to you don't need to be scared of anything.
I think what they said is what now happens is, even if you now eventually get it, it's in a milder form, it will not bring one down to the point of needing oxygen or dying and all that.
And this one that they are enforcing in Edo State, you have to show them your proof,
evidence.
Evidence. Okay, what if some Nigerians,
I know what you're talking about.
Go get
and I was going to mention it on the last headline. Like, how can they prove that the child is 12? Getting government birth certificate is not as difficult as the monogrammed. I mean hologram. Okay, we have a caller, Mr. Femi from Niger State. He's one of our regular callers. Good morning, sir.
My contribution is, I heard they say that now they want to take the vaccine from one church to another.
Yes.
It's like this, our government, they are not serious at all. So, it's now they know that they will take vaccine from one church to another. Why did they take, during the time of lockdown, So they did not take the palliative instead of them to take it from door to door. They didn't do that. So it's vaccine now, they know they will take. Our government are not serious. I keep on saying it. They cannot do it. Let them just give space. Let them give space. They failed already. Like they are not prepared. In the first place, they didn't know that they will win the election. APC, they didn't know that they will win the election. They just tried their luck. Let them just leave. They cannot do it. They are not prepared. So that is my own contribution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi. Thanks for calling in.
Before you get the palliative, you have to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, so like I said, my own issue with this thing is don't force it. When you enforce it, then questions begin to arise. What do you stand to gain from enforcing this thing? You know. So let people be responsible for their own health. I mean, we're adults. You should be responsible. You should be allowed to decide. And yes, if you decide not to take it, you should also be responsible for protecting the next person. Wear your face mask, use your hand sanitizer, keep social distancing. In fact, somebody was saying that she has extended her own lockdown. Well, she has the luxury of being able to work from home. Okay. So she only goes out when it's absolutely necessary. And yet, if you have the luxury of doing that, why not if not? If you decide. So I think the message here is be responsible.
Yeah.
Don't let government force you into doing anything. Be responsible for your own health. What I should take to protect myself and my family by all means.
And other people's health too.
And other people's health. Yeah. If you feel I don't want to take this, I still have doubts and questions, then wear a face mask. And when you go out in public and all that.
Mine is you don't have to force anybody to
don't
take
force.
It's
there's something really distasteful about that. And suspects. I'm talking about suspects. Mr. Moses from Abia State. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Please, I just want to contribute to the trending which we are discussing on online now.
Okay.
Please, the truth is that it seems that the present government are confused. I'm just telling, I have to be honest with you.
Okay.
There are a lot of issues they need to attend to. COVID-19 just came and the vaccine appeared just like that. HIV has been there.
At about the same time the COVID-19 thing came up, there were cases of Lassa fever. And these are things that are even, I mean, COVID-19 is scary enough. These are things that are really dramatic and really, really scary. And we're not talking about malaria. We're not talking about... So it's, like you said, it's really skewed. And these are the kind of things that make you ask questions like, okay, so why are you pushing this thing so much?
Okay, we'll
leave that one. Yeah, so I was talking about suspects, and in somewhere, I think in Cross Rivers, if I'm not mistaken,
What story is that?
Yes, so a woman and her husband have poisoned his 10-year-old son over witchcraft allegations.
The story is from Akwa Ibom.
Akwa Ibom, thank you. Thank you.
You know what? There have been cases from that very end. See,
as in, I was boiling inside of me, you know, when I heard this headline this morning, and I'm like,
if you feel he's a witchcraft like they claim, why not take him for deliverance? Why take laws into your hands? They said he is responsible for their health challenges, their backwardness and stuff like that. It just baffles me.
Incidentally, really? The boy's name is Savior. See the irony of it. But yeah, I also think that it didn't start with poisoning him. But do you understand? The report says the stepmother had actually written on the wall of their house that the boy is a witch.
So whoever full of this
is a 10-year-old child, and this is a clear case of child abuse. And the question is, I mean, we say this every day. If you see something, say something. Don't. We've as a society degenerated to the point where we say, oh, it's not my business.
Not my, just allow them, let them be.
But, you know, I'm sure there was abuse prior to now. They would have done.
They have neighbors.
I mean, it was a neighbor that reported it. This incident happened August 29th.
That is after
August 29th.
After killing
and then
him.
Someone, you know, went to report, and that was how they investigated, and they found his body where they had buried or hidden it. And so if you see something, say something. I mean, it's just basic humanity. It's basic. One of the common sights, you know, you see is an accident, and people are taking pictures, and you see that only in the cities, and it's so annoying. People are dying, and people are taking pictures, and nobody is actually doing anything to help. And yes, people say, oh, if you help, you could get into trouble. So what? If you put yourself in that person's shoes, would you want people to take pictures? And the same thing, you know, you hear, I remember growing up, you know, when our mother used to descend on us, like neighbors would come to knock. Don't kill the child, though. You know, they would get involved. You know, it's not, I mean, my mom wouldn't even open the door. So, you know, if you got into trouble, you got to the level of that, you know. But, I mean, we had that community caring where the mothers around would come in to say, do you want to kill? She's your child, do you want to kill her?
At least they voiced out.
They voiced out. There's that check. You're also checked that, okay, there are eyes on me and all that. I wonder where this child's mother is.
You know, there was this documentary I watched on same thing like this.
Yes.
They starved them.
They threw them out of the house. There was a picture. There was a picture that went viral years ago, and it's a picture. It's one of the two pictures that I look at and my heart breaks all over again. Even though I know the first one really ended up well, where the child was starving so bad. He looked like a little bird.
Was picked up by a white
one, giving him water to drink. That picture brings
the same
my eyes
thing,
every
the
time
same
I
allegation.
It was the allegation of witchcraft. And then my question is, where were you when they were infecting your child with witchcraft?
And you need to see the picture of the boy now. So,
you know, so that's a happy ending. But let's say something. Let's not allow will I say blindness and ignorance to rid our country of the future. This is the future. I mean, only God knows what that one child could have become. For all they know, he could have become the savior of their family.
Sure.
He could have been the one that would shine, and
now
they
the
have
thing
killed
is, after killing him, has
anything
anything
better? If anything, they're worse off. if anything, they're worse off because now they have a police. Now their own children have been rendered parentless because they will be prosecuted for this. So what happens
as a mother
to the
case?
rest of the children? Let's move on.
Just too bad.
Let's move on to even more heart-wrenching. I don't even know how more heart-wrenching it is, but this is Nigeria's inflation falls to 17.01%. I think this is the worst it's ever been.
Like even with the hike in food.
Okay, decreased.
Like,
okay, so it's getting better. That's what they're saying. But
we still
17.38 in July. Now it's 17.01.
What's the difference?
0.37.
If only it will reflect in every other thing.
I mean,
like
so this on paper it's improving. We that go to the markets, we know how far. Like, in fact, people are really rushing to buy certain things now because they don't know what will happen the following evening.
Before you go to the market, okay, you want to make a list. This thing will definitely come down when I get to the market. But now you have to put an additional.
So analysts are saying that the statistics from government-based bureaus are not reflecting prices in the market, consumers, and all that. And I'm saying you don't even need an analyst to tell you that. You look at the figures, they say, oh, it's dropped. It's dropped to 17.01. But your cup of beans has increased from 400 naira to 500 naira. So we don't need an analyst for this. It's just plain logic.
The bag of rice we buy before now, how much?
Let's not even talk about that rice thing. For those that have not bought their Christmas rice, now is the time to do that and just put it to one side. So
it's just getting worse every day.
But the bureau's claims it's getting better.
Are we holding to their claims now?
No? Do we have a choice? That's what they said. They said it's getting better.
Yeah.
So me, I'm just saying what they said. I'm saying, but we all know what it is. And then, talking about inflation and the society and how things are really difficult, there's a new type of business that has seemed to gain traction. But now we have the government coming down on even that. And so the headline reads, NIPOST clamps down on illegal courier logistics operators. And I didn't even know there was such a department.
Like you have to register with them.
It's amazing how
you see
you
people
never hear
coming
about certain things. And then people come up and then you now discover that there's actually an agency for it. And you're like, really? People have been here since.
It's something that has been
they call it
booming.
the Courier and Logistics Regulations of NIPOST.
So you have those who are not registered, who are operating illegally.
That's the thing. You've never come out to say there's a legal way to do this, and people
is
go
it that
into
they don't know about it, but it's been there?
Have you ever heard of such a department before?
I've never heard about it.
And you've been in FCT for how long? So that's the thing. Then you realize, there's an agency that, and you're like, really? So yeah.
Because every other person you see them, like the bikes are scattered everywhere.
They're all over. It's a very lucrative side hustle. Very lucrative. Gets your bike man. You take the orders, you call him, he sends, and everybody is happy.
Delivered.
Deliver your goods. Happy. So now we have, and they've started actually apprehending some of them, and they claim that the Postmaster General of NIPOST has said they are committed to keep engaging and creating an enabling environment for licensed operators and investors to operate without hindrances. And the three, we have Track Hub Logistics, Dover Trust, and Norm Synergy Ventures. and they sealed one office. They took the motorbike away, the logbooks, invoices, and everything were confiscated.
Those are the
and they
ones
said by law they've made
okay.
it mandatory. So for all you out there who want to go into logistics and courier services, it's a great side hustle, a really great one.
Pays, yeah.
But please just go do the needful. Register with what are they again? Courier and Logistics Regulatory Department of NIPOS. Register with NIPOS so that you don't have all these issues. It could be a huge setback when your premises are shut down for not having the proper license.
Sure.
And I think
you have to money you have to like go again before
there'll be fines to be paid and all that. So I think the take home from this is do the necessary investigations if you're going to start, even if it's a side hustle. Just know the law such that you're kind of protected. If they won't tell you, because like I said, I'm hearing of this department for the first time ever, seeing this headline and all that. But I'm sure there are people who know about these things. So just ask. If by the time you ask like 5, 6, 7 people, so somebody will be able to tell you,
safe side.
Just to protect yourself. If government doesn't tell you, go and look for the information. It's out there. Sometimes with the days of internet, you can literally find almost anything you want to find online. And sorry to those people, they've closed their premises. If they have served as warning to others, go and do the needful.
They can still come back after.
Yes,
just
I'm sure after.
What you're supposed to do.
Do the needful. That's all. And I think it's like that for every business. Do the needful. Then we have the governor of the same Akwa Ibom, Governor Udom Emmanuel, has signed into law a bill to prohibit open rearing and grazing of livestock, which provides for establishment of ranches and livestock administration, regulation and control. And a task force has been set up or will be set up to monitor enforcement. Defaulters will pay a fine of 10 million naira.
That is
in short, if you find your cows wandering around Akwa Ibom State, you will pay 10 million naira. You pay 10 million. So he signed that.
I think so far about how many states now
have signed that into law. But I like that, okay, they're putting down infrastructure to say we'll do ranching. Look, it is a viable.
Buy into the idea. They want them to be roaming about and destroying.
Free as the wind.
Free as the wind, destroying properties.
Sorry, it doesn't work that way anymore. People are a bit more real.
If you know what is good for you, if you don't have that 10
and
million,
they are willing to promote modern techniques of animal. So the thing is, this is it, and this is what we've said, and we've had callers make that comment as well, to say that yes, the Fulani herdsmen, now the legit ones, not the gun-carrying ones, this has been their way of life and all that. But we also find out that many times they're not the owners of the cattle, they're rearing them for the owners. And I'm saying if you have that much money to invest in buying a few head of cattle, then you should key into what your government is saying to say, okay, let's make this bigger and better. And then by the time you bring it in, look, the dairy industry, there are entire countries that rest 100% on the dairy industry. We have the byproducts.
The former military
Abdulsalam,
yes, in Mina. He has this place. He even have a nomadic school for, yes, he does.
Interesting. As I'm hearing about that for the first time.
He has a nomadic school. He has this farm where milk,
dairy
products, so much goes on there.
It's a huge industry that if government is serious about, these governments or these governors that have signed the anti-grazing law should really now tap into that. Everybody will make money, everybody will be happy. Governments will make money, the Fulani herdsmen will make, their investors will make money, even more money. We can look at it as an alternative to a whole lot of other things. And even save us all. There's the leather industry that could grow from there, apart from the
and these cows are being take care of them. You have veterinary doctors to come to
lot of job
aid,
opportunities, a lot of windows. And you know what I would do if I were governor, one of those governors, is to take the same Fulani boys that are roaming around Africa and train them, send them abroad if need be, train them, have them come back to manage. I mean, it's their ancestral business, so why not? I mean, they're the experts. Why not get them trained in modern techniques?
They are rejecting all this offer. This is not their way. They want.
They should be doing their way now.
If your cow,
if you're doing something and it is not working, or it worked up to a certain point and it has stopped working, it's now costing you a lot more trouble than it's worth, then look at alternatives and don't just, you know, and it's giving them a really bad name in the country. They're also Nigerians as well. And if government can follow through with this, and they also will key into it quickly, then everybody is happy.
Everybody is happy. So do what they're demanding of you to avoid paying 10 million naira.
In Akwa Ibom. 2023, Omokri reacts to Jonathan dumping PDP for APC. He has reacted to reports that his erstwhile principal, that's Reno Omokri, is planning to dump the PDP for APC. There have been rumors that he's set to join the nation's ruling party in a bid to contest 2023. And he says it's ridiculous that anybody would think that he's planning to join the APC. He says if Jonathan is decamping, he would have directed his spokesperson to announce the news. And he says supporters of former Bielsa governor and all Nigerians should disregard the rumors. If such a person, now I'm quoting him, if such a person was to join a political party like the APC, is it going to be on one person's obscure Twitter account, of which Twitter is still banned in Nigeria, by the way, confirming it? I mean, he has an official spokesman. He has me. He has other loyalists. God gave us brains. Why don't we use it?
Right.
This man is 63 years old. In all his life, he has only been a member of one political party. So, and then he has also come out to deny those rumors via his spokesperson. So now we know he's not joining APC.
This last statement, he said, this man is 63 years old. In all his life, he has only been a member of one political party. Anything can happen.
Is that your thing?
No, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this. Look at, we have governors of PDP defecting
halfway
through. So I'm just saying. But this is just a rumor for now.
He himself has come out through his spokesperson to say he has no intentions of doing any such thing. So yes, we take him at his word.
Leave it at that.
We will let our viewers know. So let's quickly talk about stamp duty. Attorney General of Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malam has Malami. Sorry, Jerry. Malami. SAN has written letters to all the governors of the 36 states over stamp duty recoveries. This is even as he said in the letter that the law empowered his office to recover such duties. Over non-remittance of 176 billion stamp duties between 2015 and 2020. And he says there has, but the federal government has set up an interministerial committee on audit and recovery of back year stamp duties. Another committee has been set up. We love setting up committees.
Setting up, like they'll set up a committee to dissolve a committee and later on set up another committee again. That is what for energy. So all the stamp duties so far away.
Okay, we have Mr. Moses from Abia State. Come.
My analyst on air, I've already called.
Yeah. Yes.
but I still want to look through the headers and the private state government.
Okay.
What he said about open grazing, and the law has been passed. You can imagine in a state or a country of different tribes, we are still talking about headers, talking about Fulani nation. You can imagine that. Where other countries are talking about development, infrastructure, to employ, engage, you can't imagine. Now, come to talk of this. Who are these headers? I could remember when I was living in the north.
Yeah.
I do associate with this one here. They are very peaceful, friendly, accommodating. But now the game has changed.
Absolutely.
And since the game has changed, and the masses are saying, this is what we want, and this is how we want it to be, why not follow the trend? And you still insist that it must be the way you have been doing it that you continue doing it. Look at the killings everywhere. It's the headers. You will see them carry gun. Nobody have ever prescribed these people a terrorist group. Nobody have said anything about them. They are killing. Look at the problem we are having in some part of the country today is the headers and the farmers. So now the masses are saying, no, why not understand this country? And that is why some people are coming up with so much money. So what am I trying to say in essence? Let our present government do the needful.
Yeah.
Listen to the people you are ruling. That place is Aso Rock is nobody's father's land. Soldier come, soldier go. Let's maintain this country. It is our country. Nobody is going anywhere. And that is why we must sit together to agree together.
Mr. Moses.
So look at we talk about inflation.
Yes.
My sister, this one is no-go area. Go to the market with 100,000. You think somebody has stolen your money. Everything now. In fact, in Abia State here, as I'm talking to you, I bought it yesterday, fuel. I bought fuel yesterday, a liter, 400 naira. Imagine that.
Okay, that's weird.
Look at what is happening. Transportation from here now to Lokoja here.
Yes.
You spend more than 8,000.
Wow.
Something you can go with 1.5 before.
Wow.
What is happening in this country? Please permit me to say this.
Yes.
I've earlier said it, and sorry I'm saying it here. If you play a movie and you notice that movie is having some crack, what you do is to replay it. See if we can replay this country. Let's clean it and replay it so that everybody will enjoy.
Mr.
We talk about Lagos State.
Yes.
Where it has not been passed that before you enter the country, you must be 11 years or whatever.
12 years old.
You see the trick our politicians are using. Allow these children to move forward. It's because after graduating, there is no job, no company, nothing. They are trying now to reduce the rates of. So these are the things we need to look into.
So Mr. Moses,
let them do the needful. Use our money judiciously, not to pocket it and go to Dubai, go to London. They all have houses, have many things there, squandering our money.
So Mr. Moses, what are some of these needful things?
Sorry for being fast. I don't know if you want to speak something. I'll see with you.
Hello, Mr.
But I just want to drop myself.
Hello, Mr. Moses.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Can you hear me? I said, what are some of these things you feel government can do? Just if you can just mention one or two things you feel they can do, especially about these open grazing.
Okay, about the open grazing.
Yes. What is
my
one
sister?
Thing?
This is one man's business. It's not a government establishment.
Okay.
We shouldn't even talk about it. It is not a call for dialogue. It's something one man should do think about it the way we businessmen, some of their businessmen, they think about their business. Now the government have told you, do this. You must do it because you are under a constituted authority. You ought not be autonomous. So what I'm trying to say is that since the thing has been causing crisis in the nation, and the governors and the government have said, do this way, the federal government should not engage and ask his brothers and sisters to please do the needful. Let them carry their money, establish it. Let me take for this, I have a cattle. I have somebody who is taking care of them. And since I've heard about this land, I know I don't have 10 million. I will call them, open the ranches, do the needful. My business will still be moving on. Look at what Yetiala was telling upon the other day. Yeah. You can imagine all these things. This is a private business for myself.
Absolutely.
It is not government company, this is not Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance that will call for dialogue. Everybody will start contributing. Everybody should go and develop his or her business.
Thank you so very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Moses, for your contribution. Thank you. So we're running out of time, but quickly, AIB, that's the Accident Investigation Bureau, has submitted an interim report on the crash that killed Atahiru and 10 other military officers about 3 months ago or thereabouts. Yes.
But we don't know their
we don't know their findings. It's been submitted, and then we're waiting to hear about them. I'm glad at least.
And with this, it will prevent.
It should prevent
a future occurrence.
And then we have and also talking about shifting parties, we have somebody from PDP
to APC.
To APC. That's the publicity secretary. The publicity secretary of PDP has decamped.
In Imo State.
Yes, has decamped from PDP to APC. So that is an
no longer news. Every other day it happens. PDP to APC, APC.
He has
to
resigned.
PDP.
He wrote a letter and said he's not doing. So he has resigned as publicity secretary. And takes effect from September 14th. That's on Tuesday. Thank you, PDP, for the opportunity to serve the party.
Yeah,
and
that was
moving
like a step
on a really lighter note. Yeah. So somebody walks up to her boss and says, "I quit." And she said, "You applied in writing, so resign in writing." Yeah. So she goes, writes the date, addresses the letter properly. "Dear ma'am, I quit."
Okay, sis. The same thing she told her verbally.
So, on that note, Rachel, it's please, nobody should quit.
No.
Don't quit.
Stay put.
Stay put.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Thank you so much, Rachel. It's been fun having you on a
Thursday.
Yeah. And to our crew members, you know we love you. You're just the best. And our viewers, thank you so much. Every morning you give us time with you. Till we meet again tomorrow, same time, same station. Have a wonderful time as Jide will be returning with Sports Hour after the break. Do you